Hello. Why does it always take me off guard? Hi, I'm John. Welcome back. We were here just a little while ago doing some Don't Sweat the Lego technique. Now we're doing Talkin' Brick. Yes. I'm starting a little early because I'm going to get a little bit of the information out of the way here. Hello. Welcome back, everyone. Hi. I'm John. Welcome to Back to Brick. We're doing Talkin' Brick. That's correct. Talkin' Brick tonight. I started a little bit early just because I want to get a little bit of the housekeeping out of the way. Give you a little bit of heads up of who we got coming up, who we've had. Of course, we had Caleb last week. That was fantastic. Cheesy Studios. What's up, Bad Don? How's it going, bud? Haven't seen you all day today. How's it going? Yeah, we had Cheesy Studios, Caleb last week. That was fun. That was really fun. Chatting about his trials and tribulations on the American Lego Masters, about the Sunshine Wagon. What's up? About the Sunshine Wagon hitting the ground running and then just running off the table. I'm sorry. It's just still, it's humorous. He's laughing about it still. I can laugh about it still, right? So that was fun chatting with Caleb. And he helped me out with my grandson's birthday gift. That his birthday is today. Happy birthday, Drake. I asked him after we got off the live stream. I sent him a message and I was like, okay, how do I become the coolest grandpa on the block? My grandson loves Minecraft, and since you're a designer for Minecraft, what's the coolest thing I can get him? And so he sent me a rather nice message of what to get my grandson. And I think, based on the videos that I've seen today, it's a success. So thank you. Appreciate it, Caleb, for helping me out. Make my grandson have a great birthday. It's his 6th birthday today. So thank you very much, Caleb. That was Cheesy Studios. So that was last week. Appreciate it. If you are looking to, hello, what's up? There's Eric. Hi, Eric. I started a little early without you. But make sure to check out those Talkin' Brick episodes. They are in our archives there in that little triangle, the sideways triangle, the play button, hit that push. Actually, you know what? I bet you if I went into our actual, so you know how like it's got like the little play thing right there? That's my page. But if you go in the little play thing, hit that, you can find all the Talkin' Brick. You can find all the Don't Sweat the Lego Technique episodes there. So anyways, one of the reason why I started a little early is just to go over, yes, we did chat with Caleb last week. That was fun. He did help me out with my grandson's birthday. That's awesome. And of course, we're chatting with Eric today, Scruffy Brick Herder, who is in the chat here shortly. And then come Sunday on the 30th, we're going to be chatting with Brent Waller. You may know him from his, he designed the Ghostbusters Firehouse headquarters. Yeah, he did that. He also did the Seinfeld set. He designed that. He also was the concept designer for the Lego Batman movie. So he did that. So yeah, he's done a couple things in the Lego world. So we're going to chat with him next Sunday. That's the 30th. It's going to be super duper early for me. It's going to be 2 a.m. my time, Pacific, 5 a.m. out there on Eastern Seaboard. That's because Brent is down there in, he has quite the resume. He's doing okay for himself. He knows what he's doing. You should also check out his Batcave. Man, his Batcave video, I posted it a while ago. The Batcave video is insane. It's the most insane Batcave I've ever seen. It's with Wayne Manor, Batcave, all in one. It's like 6 feet tall. It's huge, wide. It's enormous. So we're going to chat about that. And yeah, he's in Australia. So we're working around those time constraints that we have. But that is on Sunday, 2 a.m. my time. Might adjust it. We'll see. How do I follow that? Eric, come on now. Come on. And then coming up in February. Brian. We've got Brian of St. Louis Brick Co. We're going to go over all of his fantastic mocks. I'm going to watch that in the post. Yes. All of his fantastic mocks. He also is a maestro with Bricklink. So he's going to walk us through his elemental knowledge of Bricklink and Lego. It is like we could fill lots of episodes with what Brian knows about Lego, and he's an amazing builder. So fantastic. Check it out. St. Louis Brick Company, STL Brick Co. He's a great builder and a funny dude. I'm looking forward to chatting with him. That is going to be on Friday the 4th. That is 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Then coming up, just announced the other day, Friday the 11th, we're going back to Australia. What's up, Brandon? Welcome back in. We're going back to Australia. We're going to chat with David. You guys might know him as, say, I don't know, the winner of Lego Masters Australia 2021. Ooh, brick pen, brick dot pen. You can never get it. See, look at all that reflection. Ain't crazy. David, anyways, yes, we're going to be chatting with David, Brick Pen. Going to be chatting with him about, well, the fact that he won. That was a fast hour, wasn't it? Yeah, you believe me, it was a fast hour. We're going to be chatting about his win, of course, on Brick Masters, and also his what he does with Lego outside of just having fun. I want to talk about his educational experience with Lego, which I'm really into. So that's going to be fun. That's the 11th, February 11th, Friday. I forget the time. I think it's 4 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah. That's going to be fun. And then I'm going to round out the rest of February here for you, just since I started early, so that we get this out of the way. That's why we started early. So I get all the housekeeping out of the way, right? We're going to be talking with Jan of John Carter Creations, February 13th, Sunday, February 13th at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. He's the guy that did those vignettes, the Tales of Space Age. I guess here. I keep on going back to Eric's page here because, of course, I'm going to be chatting with him. But then I keep telling him, so he did that one. Can we chat with him? Woo! He did the Brothers Brick announced that to be their number one mock of 2021, and this is awesome. I love what he did here. Check this out. He mocked his own mock, and he did just hit 10K. Yep, today he hit 10K. He did a mock of his own mock. So cheeky. I love it. So we're going to chat with Jan. I said John. Jan. He was also on the podcast recently with Garrett. So listen to that as like maybe a little bit of a warm-up, if you will. If you're not subscribed, if you're not downloaded, if you're not listening to the podcast, then what are we even doing with our lives at this point? Get a precursor of Jan. He's on the podcast. Garrett chats with him. Now he and I are going to have some FaceTime. We're going to chat. Hopefully he's going to show us some of these builds. He inspired a bunch of different people to do, different kind of vignettes. So it's super cool. They're the colors that are used. And once again, like Adnan just said, he just passed 10K on the Ideas supporters page. So very, very cool. Moving on for review then, I presume. And then rounding out the month of February. Hello, Gabe. Welcome. Rounding out the month, those of you who have been paying attention, I like to chat with companies that do Lego related things, like whether it's stickers, whether it is sets. Well, this company right here, they just announced these stickers right here, sticky designs right here. They're really cool. They do look at the buns under there back there. There's actually let me show you the bun, the tasty buns, or what is it, toasty buns. It's really great. Pardon me. I won't be able to find it now. Oh, here it is. Toasty buns burgers. It's great. They make those decals to put on your cities. They're really awesome. Their account is called Sticky Brick Designs. Right here. Boom. Coming up at you. Sticky Brick Designs. Wow. We're going to be chatting with them on Wednesday, the 23rd. It is 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So, yes, going to be chatting with them about their awesome decals that they build for your city. They have like the no smoking signs. They have like they do like this really cool modern art stuff. It's really fun. They do a lot of great stuff. Be sure to check out their pages. So lots of fun chats coming up. And speaking of lots of fun chats coming up, we have one today. Yes, we do. We're going to chat with Eric. Eric Scruffy Brick Herder. I keep going down all the way. I'm not going to show you the top of his page because I need to be at the bottom of his page. I'm going to his first post. We're going deep here. We're going deep. For those of you unfamiliar with Eric, he started what is known as the Uglies for Star Wars. It's kind of a hybrid of Star Wars vehicles, if you will. They're called Uglies, but I rather like them. So maybe it's a tongue-in-cheek thing. I presume it is. We'll find out probably going on here with Eric. I'm going to get to him right now. Oh, I have a question. What do you like to build? I like to build Lego. That's what I like to build. I'm going to get Eric right here. Let's get going. Let's have a tete-a-tete about Star Wars and about. I hope it works good. I switched up my phones. How you doing, sir?
Hey, John. How you doing?
Doing very well. Good to see you.
You too.
Excellent. Yeah, I switched up my phones because I seem to be having this problem where I'll start a live stream and then someone will pop in and then I won't be able to see them, but I'll be able to hear them. Everyone else will be able to see them. But I won't be able to. What do I like to build with Lego? I like to build. That's a long story. We'll get into that later. Right now, I want to chat about what Eric likes to build with Lego. So, hello, sir. How has the week been for you?
It's been good. How's it going for you? You're a busy guy.
Yeah, I got some things here and there. I try to maintain. My wife would probably prefer that I'm a little less busy, I imagine, but I get myself saturated in projects. So
I think my wife is the opposite. She's like, maybe you should be a little busier.
She's not sick of me yet. Maybe I haven't gotten to that point. What's up, Mr. Brickster? What's up, everyone? Welcome in. By the way, we got Eric right here. I don't know if I need to be introducing him to too many people because he has, how many tens of thousands of followers here. I'm the new guy. But this is Scruffy Brick Herder. You need to be following this gentleman. Hit the that thing up there. It comes down. You hit the follow button. Boom. Then we're all happy family. So, Eric, you're from what I understand, and I got messages from the chancellor of Lego Star Wars Instagram today about how much that about Star Wars. So you know a lot.
Wow, that's not setting me up for a rough time, huh?
I'm just kidding. So did you grow up was Star Wars just like your first thing back in the 70s, 80s? I'm presuming you're kind of close in age with myself.
Yeah, and my first memory of Star Wars was in the back seat of a Ford Pinto in my pajamas at a drive-in movie theater watching Empire Strikes Back.
Awesome. That's fantastic. That is so great. Oh, wow. Oh, I wish I had that. My parents never went to drive-ins. I didn't find out until drive-ins until I was in high school. So, and that's for different stories. So you actually remember being there for Empire Strikes Back?
Vaguely.
Oh, vaguely. Did you have that that sheet set that everyone probably got from Sears? The blue one that I'm talking about.
I know which one you're talking about. I wish I had it as an adult, but no.
I had that one.
Nice.
I remember reading the Return of the Jedi graphic novel that I got from the library while laying on my Empire Strikes Back bedspread.
Nice. I remember third grade, I had a Boba Fett birthday cake in school. And here we are now, right? Boba Fett back then had one line, two lines? Yeah. And now we're seeing it weekly, so.
Is if you liked Boba Fett back then, because the thing is that there was an action figure made years and years and years ago. So it was a thing to be a fan of Boba Fett. But he didn't come off as generic, though, as, say, like a Cloud City, Bespin, whatever character.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Richard? Welcome in. He had a uniqueness to him, and of course, he had this grit to him in the film. He's no good to me. He's no good to me dead. And I gravitated towards Boba Fett, myself when I was younger, and it became a cliche thing over time. And now here we are, like you say, 30 some odd years later or whatever. and he's got his own show
Yeah.
at a streaming platform that if you said streaming to someone back in 1980, 81, 82, they'd be like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
We're dating ourselves. Come on, we gotta be young and hip here.
and I have no problem being old. So now during this time, were you introduced to Lego at the same time?
Yeah, I was into Lego as a young kid. I had a lot of Lego and GI Joe and Transformers, but I unfortunately don't have any of those sets. And I had a bunch of Dark Ages, and I had kids young, and
Mm-hmm.
so when my son was young, it was like right when the Star Wars sets were introduced in like '99 or 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, I brainwashed him into loving Lego. So I had an excuse to collect. And I saved all those, and I had a bunch of other Dark Ages, and I started collecting like 2 years ago,
Yeah, I was
something
gonna
like that.
say, I'm looking at when you started your Instagram account. Of course, by no means one of the jokes that I have is like, so I see you posted on, whatever July of 2020. So that was the first time you ever picked up a brick, huh? Because if you're not on Instagram, it doesn't exist.
Right,
Uh,
right.
Now, so you have the typical like you become a teenager and dark ages happen because you're a male teenager and
Yeah. And and
back
mom
to
tells you to grow up and sell, and you got to sell all your toys in a garage sale. Yeah,
all my Transformers, all my
yeah,
masks,
yeah.
all Mask, dude. Mask was so great. I keep Rick Brickham keeps telling me that I need to go check out this mask ideas projects because I'm so obsessed with that. Is that a Star Wars Starbucks mug that you have right there? What a
Yes.
flex.
Yeah.
Um, so okay, so you go into your dark ages, your first dark age as a teenager, and then you have your kid, you get back into Lego, you convince your kid to get back into Lego, you go into dark ages again. Did you come back out because of Star Wars?
I mean, I had started reading all. I basically had like 200 of the Star Wars books well
Right.
before then, and that was back. I lived in North Dakota, and we moved out to Massachusetts, and I got rid of basically everything because we moved from a big house to a smaller place in the city. But then we got a little bit bigger house, and like COVID was like it wasn't quite a thing yet. But I was like, you get a bigger house and you start to fill it up again. I'm like,
Right.
I really want to do this Lego thing. My wife's like, whatever, fine. And then, of course, with COVID and being inside a little bit more, I just got totally into it. And it was like this creative outlet that I was drastically, drastically needing.
Yeah.
And I went into it hard.
No, I mean, and most folks do. I mean, when they decide to dip their toe, chances are they're swimming with the fishes shortly
Yeah.
there. I don't mean that in the bad way.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, this right here, Mr. Brickster says that plus girls didn't dig Lego, which is so true. When you didn't go around saying, "Hey, did you check this new technique?" Didn't fly as well back then.
Right.
Now it's weird. Geeks are cool.
That's right. Thank God.
It's so strange. It's so like the 180 of life.
Yeah.
So so you go through your dark ages. You got the books, and then you pick up a couple years ago because of the COVID. Just like anyone else. I mean, you had your toe already in there, but you pick up even more so because of COVID. And now, what were you picking up sets at that point, or?
Yeah, I mean, I kept all my son's sets, and I just had them in big containers, and those were like the things I would not part with. And so I started by like sorting all that stuff out and sorted out all the old gray colors and to get like a base set of modern colors. And yeah, I just started picking up sets and putting small things together. I started doing small little like 12 by 12 mocks,
Mm-hmm.
just little tiny scenes. If you go way back, you'll see some of those. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, that
That's
was.
the first post.
Yep. Just small little things. There was a couple of guys at the time doing those interesting little black framed vignettes, which I liked, kind of setting it out a little bit more artistic. And so I started kind of doing that, and I've just been doing that the whole time.
Yeah, and that was on June 5th of just under 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So so those were the first kind of like mocks you started messing around with?
Yeah, I started doing that, and then as I'd get sets like ships and stuff, I'd put them together, and the cockpits were like, a little underdone, and so
Right.
I started modding those and posting photos, and people wanted how-tos, and I started, taking photos and kind of annotating them, and it was really hard to follow, and that kind of got me into Bricklink to model them out to provide instructions for people, and then that turned into a whole other thing.
Right, which is which we'll get into because that
Yeah,
kind of yeah, you kind of found your niche, if you will.
yeah,
Then found another niche thereafter, shortly
yeah,
thereafter. So
yeah.
you were doing these vignettes, and there's parts here that people don't realize that maybe if they don't go deep enough into your builds here, that you were doing things outside of Star Wars. You have done things. I mean, just here and there, not a ton, but
Yeah.
you do flex the muscle outside of Star Wars, so you
I
can't do
mean, it basically just the holidays. Right?
that.
I tried to do something. I did an Elf series, and it obviously nothing competes with Star Wars in terms of likes.
Right.
Elf is one of my favorite movies, and so I did. I don't know, an 8 or whatever part series, and I've kept a bunch of those, and I've done a few holiday things since then. But that's basically it, other than Star Wars.
Right. But you can't for those of you that think that you're only seeing different shades of gray on there, you just scroll
Yeah.
down. So speaking of things kind of taking a little bit of a turn for you, I imagine this was a bit of a big turn for your account and for you personally, imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I got the Razor Crest like everybody else, and it's probably my favorite ship. I don't know. It's up there with Boba Fett's ship, um, and the ship was good, but it wasn't great. And so I just started modding it, and I did a whole bunch of stuff with it and posted it. And oh my God, like everybody was just going crazy over some of the mods, which they're like people have done far better, more realistic versions. And I don't try to do like the most realistic version. I try to do things that are a little bit closer to Lego's style and the playability. And yeah, it's
But I mean, just even like what you did right here on the front end, really just like that made so much. I mean, I have it right over here. It
yeah,
made so much of a difference. It just,
yeah.
it seemed like a minor tweak, but at the same time, it's totally huge tweak at the same time. So I don't know. So what you just decided? Okay, this set isn't made to the what I had envisioned, which I agree because I literally I have it sitting right here. I still toy with taking it apart and just using it for pieces because I'm not totally convinced as a set, which a lot of the approachable sets for Star Wars, the 150 and under sets, are. It's very study,
Yeah.
very gray, lack a little bit of the detail that you might necessarily want in it, and you're going to have to spend a little bit more for that for the Star Wars because there's a lot going on and you're getting a lot of figures typically. So you took that because if you do look here, I'll just grab it. I just happen to have it. I not even for this, and there's dust all over it, so I apologize because I've not touched it in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
But you can see it's a pretty study build. Like
Yeah.
it's and it's.
Here, I'll compare. We can do a before and after shot.
There you go. Wow. Yeah.
Oops. Yeah. So simple things like that the front end bothered me, simple things like that.
I love what you did. I love what you did there because, like, I thought this was a nice. They did a decent technique there. Hey, Sean, what's up? I like the technique that they employed, but I've definitely felt it was a piece burner, and that there were other options out there, and of course the decals.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. I wasn't a huge fan of, but then again, of course, you're talking price and then piece count and so on and so forth. So. Now you just up and decided, did you design it with did you decide you're going to do it in studio or what did you do?
Well, I mean, at first I didn't do that until quite a lot later. I simply, I modded it, and I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't take great photos before for, good before and afters. And so I just kind of tore it back apart after I was done and
Right.
took photos and put little arrows and described the stuff, and people really liked it. And it got to a point where like that was a big pain. And
Yeah.
so it was easier just to like start to rebuild portions of it in studio in
Yeah.
order to describe it. And that's what got me into it, honestly.
So was that your introduction to studio as well?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I did a couple other sets probably before that that might have, been the first foray into it. But
Are you a savant with any other things in your life?
I mean, I do. Digital is more native to me.
Yeah.
I lead a software design team, and so like software design tools are kind of what I live and breathe and have for a long time. And so the digital tools were just very very normal to me, and I can see it that way in my
Sure.
head. And so it really wasn't like there was the learning curve for the software, but that was basically it.
Right. Similar story, I think. Adnan, I think you've popped in with his live streams. You
Yeah.
guys, you guys all have the same damn story. I didn't take computers seriously enough. I was a film student. I
That's
wasn't
cool.
was looking at computers. So yeah, so your segue from doing what you do for work to doing studio was pretty natural then for you. Yeah.
Super simple, yeah. I mean, the tools are modeled after. There's a lot of design patterns that are followed between those and like Photoshop and other kind of digital tools. That it wasn't a big leap.
Right. Okay. So now you design. So you go on and you do a full on Razor Crest redesign. You do full instructions, and you send this out to people to say, hey, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I had posted all the little bits of it, like the different little scenes that you posted, like
Mm-hmm.
the little engine room thing here,
Right.
and I did a little carbonite freezing thing here. Let's see if I can take it out. Just a simple little thing, that fits in there. And so in order to do the full instructions, then I got into studio, and that the way I shared those out then became Rebrickable and Bricklink Studio.
Sure. And so now, how many pieces did yours end up being?
I'd have to pull it up.
You don't even remember? Okay.
I don't remember the difference. I've
'Cause
done so many small changes to it.
it was original. I think what was it, like a 1,200 piece build, probably 1,300 piece, somewhere thereabouts. I imagine. Look at you. It's been so long. I have no idea.
Yeah. No clue.
So TK Tim grabbed a hold of that thing and really enjoyed that quite a bit as well. And
Yeah, he had asked if he could have it, and I'll share it with a few people, because a lot of time goes into building those Bricklink 3D models, and he does a really great job of promoting people after he does his own colored versions of those. So
right,
sure.
those things are crazy when he
Yeah,
does
that's
that.
cool.
I love it when he throws those things together. Yeah, he's a fun one. Which, by the way, anyone who is not following him here, I'm sure they are. The TK.
Everyone is.
Fantastic. Yeah. So now, had you intended on when you were doing this, had you intended on making things so that you could build instructions going forward, or build like making your own Star Wars MOCs and whatnot? No.
Not really. Honestly, I had dabbled in Bricklink Studio just to do little instructions for stuff that I had done, but it wasn't until we were moving from in the city of Boston up north, and I had to pack up a lot of my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like showing the house, and like you can't have a bunch of crap in your house like that. And anybody who collects Lego has plenty of that. And so I had it all boxed up, and I was going crazy. I couldn't really build anything, and so that's when I started doing full digital things.
Sure.
And that led me into the Uglies that are. I mean, I didn't come up with them. They're from Star Wars lore back in the books and stuff.
Right.
But, it was fun to just. I started by like rebuilding a TIE fighter, just the normal set, and then just started like going crazy, combining things from there.
And that's what I was going to ask. Was that your first ugly, or?
That is actually not an ugly. That is from not from Star Wars canon, but it's from Legends. That's from the old books. That's that set was in. That's the Raptor, right?
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you built it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. If you go to like Wikipedia, some of the Star Wars stuff, you can see those. Yeah.
So then, would that be your first ugly?
That was it. That's the Y tie, right?
Yeah. So so these are now these. So he does these. For those of you unfamiliar with quote unquote uglies, they are a mashup of a multitude of Star Wars vehicles, right? And they come from where exactly?
They're from like the old books that were like, imagine like pirates and scavengers trying to make their own vehicles from whatever junkyards and crash ships.
Right.
And it's, another term, a modern term is called kit bash. It's when you take different kits of things like models and you combine them into crazy new things. Uglies are just like the Star Wars Legends term for ships.
Sure. And I felt a disservice of saying that when I posted it, but I was like, hey man, if he's going to call it that, then what do
I'll take credit. That's fine.
So now, like, it was you jumped into, you went into a smaller area, you dove into studio, and you decided that this was your niche, was these uglies was your niche to go in there, or did you look like?
I don't know. I mean, they were fun to do. I love crazy, weird things.
Yeah.
You can build, like, I'm not, there's people so talented that can build like the sleekest, coolest builds. That's not me.
Right.
And for me, it was like, I liked looking like modern art and things that like turning things into new things. And that's one of the things that Uglies kind of did for me. You don't have to like sweat all the details, and you don't have to it's like, it's just for fun. You know, and it doesn't have to be serious and like look at the aerodynamics and whatever propulsion systems. It just mash these two weird things together to make something even more weird.
Right. Well, you're taking two fantasy objects and making them more phantasmical. So, I mean, if we're really going to split hairs here, where do you start?
Exactly.
Now with these uglies, and clearly, if you go through Eric's page, you'll start to see there's a theme here. Once he starts hitting uglies, we got, so you can see pre-ugly is kind of right here, and then you hit the uglies, and you really start hitting your stride right there.
Yeah, and again, there were several months where I didn't really have access to my physical Lego, and so I really started getting into it. But yeah, and it's also like, honestly, I don't want my Lego collection to take control. And you have to in order to really build this stuff. And so digital for me, it was like, it allows me to be a little bit more like selective of what I maintain physically, but I can do whatever I want digitally.
Yeah, and that's what keeps getting driven home with all of the Don't Sweat the Lego Technique episodes we're doing here with Rick or Adnan, which by the way, hi Rick, I saw him pop in here. Adnan and anyone that is talking about the digital aspect of it is that I mean, it's endless. I mean, you have an endless reservoir of pieces and colors and so on and so forth, elements. Now, when you got to a point of where you had a bigger space and we're doing maybe a little less of the digital building and we're collecting a little bit more, did you start building some of your uglies?
I've not built any of them.
Really?
No.
Not a one.
I've done like up here.
Yeah.
I've done one of my custom TIE fighters. This is.
I want to talk to you about that and your snow speeder as well, of course. So.
Oh yeah.
And your Mos Eisley, and we've got plenty of.
All right. You're the boss.
So what do you got there? Let's see what you got there. I want to see that.
This is the TIE Brute. Of course, I just trashed part of it.
Andre.
This is from the Solo movie. And so it's like not my ship, right? It's on Solo. It was in the deleted. Well, it was in a lot of the movie, but Han Solo flew one of these. It was a deleted scene. but it's
Right.
not a real set. And so I like the asymmetrical
Yeah.
kind of droid pod over here on the side.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, but most of my stuff I've not actually built. It's all buildable. I
Right.
take like a lot of time to make sure it's sturdy, but this thing, it's like this thing is totally swooshable. It's like a full on set. Like any little kid can fly this around. If I can fly it around, a little kid can.
Now, and with that said, how did you go about with starting that guy off?
I mean the normal TIE fighter section here,
Yeah.
this was from the normal TIE fighter, the new TIE fighter.
Mm-hmm.
It's this little guy.
Yeah, that $40 guy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so I started out by modding this thing. Just I let me pop it open here. I wasn't happy with the cockpit, like I said earlier, and so I made like a little bit more interesting cockpit with a little flight controls and stuff, and small other little tweaks. I got rid of the little projectile shooter things.
Right,
And so
right.
I took that thing and I put that in Bricklink Studio to do instructions. I started out with that and I just started building it. The wings are exactly the same.
Oh,
I
they are.
started
Yep.
building out the rest. Yeah.
Awesome. That looks really good. And so you do the pod the droid pod that you made there, that's a straight up full on mock that you did there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all custom. And it's funny too, because it's like in the inside of it, there's a little 1x2 slope, a little computer Star Wars slope,
Mm.
that a couple of people have, commented on Rubricable, like, why waste the money to have it's buried in the inside because it's supposed to be a droid, controlled thing. You can't ever see it. It's like some of the stuff with the new AT-AT, like once you build it, it's all covered up, but
Right.
it's in there.
What a thing to get bent out of shape about. I get it. Right on. Super cool. So how long did it take for you to put that that mod together?
I mean, I think most of my stuff I'll do in like 1, 2, 3 days.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
don't spend a ton. I mean, a number of hours, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 hours tops
Yeah.
with
Wow.
instructions.
Wow.
I'll wake up in the morning and I'll get some weird, spice dream, as Boba Fett would call it, and just start going crazy with it.
Hi, Kate. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. So now, so the uglies, and you say all the uglies are buildable. They're not.
Well,
Yeah.
there's probably a couple. There's maybe one or two, the really big ones that
Yeah.
like they're buildable, but they're not swooshable. Those wings are going to probably fall in on each other.
I mean, there's just some really cool looking ones here that, I mean,
The
what is
Death Raven is the biggest one, and the wings might. Yeah, those things are totally buildable.
that's awesome. That's a TIE interceptor with a land speeder.
Yeah, and it got to the point where people, the posts that got the most likes were the weirdest ones, and I
Yeah.
love that. Like
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, this is so cursed. I love it," and so
Well,
all it did was egg me on to make more weird things, which is how I ended up with something like that.
Well, and this one here, I mean, this one here is just awesome. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love that one. And then I posted the round guy early, like way early on. I don't know where he is now. That the round, what is it?
Try was it the one with the hyperspace ring?
That thing.
Oh yeah,
That's insane.
yeah.
I mean, look at that. So that's buildable?
Yeah, I mean that ring is just the normal ring from the old sets. It just modded, just colored different, and made a little junkier. And sometimes the colors aren't available in certain things, so I got to change it up.
Right. That's just super cool. That's super cool. So now, okay, so you're doing the uglies, and you've done. Was the TIE Brute? Was that the first one that you made like as a mod, or?
I think the TIE Raptor that you showed. I think that was like the first custom TIE. I've done maybe 5 of those, like that one and the Predator. Yeah, that one was the first, I think. That one.
Did you brick build that as well, or?
No, I need to. It's funny, that one and the Predator, that they've been ripped off by a couple of companies that are selling them on Alibaba's site.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
predator.
another one. Yeah,
Yeah, right there.
and
Super. It doesn't make any sense in flight, by the way.
and that one's not my design again. That one's from Legends.
I know. I'm just saying it doesn't make any
I
sense in
know.
flight.
I'll definitely build those too for sure.
I mean, I'm not here to discuss physics with people, but it just really doesn't make a whole lot of
Yeah.
sense.
No.
Um, well, right on. So those ties are the first ones that you're kind of modding first, and then you're doing them both physically and digitally at the same time, or
Most
some.
No, most of those I like that, like those ones like the Brute and stuff. I literally just built those like in the last
So
month.
there's no digital, like, okay, so those are just straight up. And what about the snow speeder? What did you go about doing with that guy?
That was another one that most of those I just built physically over the holidays. And so this is the snow speeder. It's it's a mod, I guess, right? It's a combination of a couple of different sets with a bunch of other stuff. Where I got like the tow cable. It's built into the inside of it as opposed to sitting on the outside. And like here, I'll see if I can get it in close enough there. It's hard to see with the black bricks like that, but like here, maybe like this. You can see like the seats have like actual like little spots for the helmets, like pads and stuff. And there's little controls over on the side, little handles. Maybe here.
No,
yeah. If you go on my profile, you'll see a lot more detailed photos. But it's just little things like that. They're not like fully original, but they're still, overall, they're still a fun little build.
Right. And now you did something similar with Mos Eisley as well. You kind of beefed up Mos Eisley.
Yeah, here I brought it up.
Here we go. Camera moves.
I have this is my work section of my office. And then this is like my workshop section of my office. And you there?
Yep, I'm here. We're there we go. There we go.
Let me turn up my lights. So let me zoom out. So I loved the Cantina. That was my biggest set I had built.
Yeah.
But it was so hard for me to display. And so I turned it into a 32 by 32 modular.
Of course you did. Cool.
and I didn't like the front section of it didn't feel really consistent with the real structure in Tunisia. And so I went to like a lot of the source photos and stuff, and I put a roof. So anyway, I shortened it up. It's basically half the size.
Right.
And I put a roof on it, and there's of course I'm breaking it. That's awesome.
It's Lego. So now you say you shortened it, and I know that you're going to go further into this. You shortened it. You're re-bricking all of the pieces that you didn't use in this, right?
Yeah, I mean, I used all the pieces. I used the pieces, but there's a lot of new ones in here.
Right. Yeah, clearly there's more than 3,000 pieces on this.
Yeah. Well, just on this section, I had to use a lot of other pieces, but like the bar here is about half the size. But like it's basically a whole room I had to take off in order to fit on here. Right. So I got rid of basically the middle rooms, and I still have like the spot where Han is still back there.
Yeah.
And the little band is still over here.
Awesome.
Yeah, so all these little sections open up like that.
So that's just kind of a scrunched down version of the actual UCS set.
Yeah.
And then what else do you got going on over there?
Well, and the next one, let me see. God, I don't want to drop this.
That would be bad.
Yeah. So the next section I did a little, I have Pelimato back here. And it's like a garage and a general store. And so I kind of imagine like, maybe before she got into the actual mechanic space and the spaceport, this is maybe like her little garage area. And I've got Mando's speeder in here. And then here, I'll show you like the top over here. You can go around the back. There's stairs going up, and this is a little apartment. So that's her little apartment. And I reused a lot of the same parts. Like these are the same doors.
I did, yeah.
And then this thing comes off.
That's so great.
And so you can see here's her little mechanic shop with her little pit droid. But then over here, let me go around this way now again. I have a little Jawa general store, and they're being busted because there's a little private door in the back that goes into like some illegal goods being sold, and there's a little hatch where they're like, you know, escaping, and yeah.
So good. I love that. Oh my gosh.
But what I realized is like I really didn't fathom the money that goes into these sets with all these darn tiles and these people with these, you know, enormous cities. So it definitely gets expensive.
Well, and that was going to be my question is not price anything, but like, do you ever feel like you're ever done with that per se?
I mean, I'm going to do a third one, and then I have 32 by 16 plates that I'm going to put out in front of it, and do like a street in front of it with like some speeders and stuff.
Oh, so you're doing a full Tatooine kind of Mos Eisley kind of, or not Tatooine, Mos Eisley full on scene, scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably do one more. I don't know which side it'll be on, and then I'll do the street in front of it. Yep.
Wow, that's gonna be a massive mock. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
And those, yeah, you're right. Those pieces, especially the color pieces that you're talking about, like the domes that you get and everything, that's not cheap. You have those add up. Especially, are you using a lot of like the 2x what are they, like the 2x6 or whatever nougat tie? Yeah. Those things are not cheap, and you got to buy a ton of them, I imagine. So, gosh, yeah. That is a piece mongrel. Wow, that is a beauty though. So
thank you.
How long have you been working on that?
I haven't touched it in a while. It took me quite a while though. I mean, I guess I'd have to go back to Instagram, but it probably took me a month, maybe two, to fully do. I took my time with it.
Awesome. It looks great. Looks really awesome. So now you're still, you've got the room to build and everything, and are you planning to do more mocks going forward, or you're continuing obviously with Mos Eisley, but do you have other things that you'd like to do going forward?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my last couple of Bricklink orders. I did probably my biggest Bricklink order. I have to tell you, like, I ordered like, you know, a ton of what I thought was a ton of like 2x2 tiles.
Yeah.
And they come in this little bag. I'm like, that's super depressing when I thought it was a lot, and they all fit into this tiny little bag.
Oh, yeah. And so I don't know if you ever heard of, like, I ordered 500 of the 1x1 studs or whatever. And I was like, the blue, transparent blue. And I was like, oh, this would be great water for the flowers. And I got the bag and I was like,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is a drug transaction.
Yeah. No, I'm going to do a couple of hangar scenes for some of my ships. And so, like, I did a really little one down here. Just a tiny little one. And so I'm going to do some 32 by 32s for some of these custom ships. And so that's why I got all those different little tiles. Like, here's one for the guy from, Rebels? I forget. And then I have one other one like this, just tiny little ones, but I'm going to do some big ones. And I'll do like a 16 by 32 in front of them for like a little pedestrian road kind of area and a hangar. And that'll just kind of finish off some of these sections like this.
Very cool. Yeah, I just posted not too long ago, a couple of days ago, someone did a tie hangar that I really enjoyed. Here we go. It was Galactic Empire bricks. They did this little that hanger.
Cool.
I love those little those scenes when they have like,
Yep.
and especially those arrows. You know, he built those arrows into those ground. Like, I love just those little kind of details and those little kind of scenes, those little vignettes put together like those. I love those. They're so great. So I'm stoked that you're going to be doing that, because I think uh, you'll be able to add quite a nice touch to it. I mean, I love the little details that you added with the Mos Eisley, of course, with the hidden door and all that jazz, and redoing the front end, because those are actually all the things that you did do to Mos Eisley are kind of the things that are reasons why I haven't necessarily picked it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's, for me, it was just I wanted to display in a compact space and get all the details in there. And so you have to like pick and choose what to do. So you have to subtract some stuff
Right.
in order to add some of the stuff that you want.
That's definitely a different way of thinking about going with sets and whatnot. And I definitely, that was never something that I've ever thought about. But yeah, thinking of chopping the cantina in half. I mean, that's a huge game changer. And I love how much detail you were able to add into the bar area in such a small when you chop it down like that. I mean, it doesn't look as sparse to me. And that
Right.
one, the bar seems way. If you look at the film, it does seem a little congested. It does feel a little claustrophobic. You know,
Exactly.
in the first and in the original set, the UCS set, it's a really long bar and it seems pretty sprawled out. So I really do like the adjustments that you've made there for it.
Thank you.
Do you have plans of adjusting other sets going forward, like the AT-AT? Is that something that you've gotten your hands on, or?
I mean, I'm not going to touch this thing. This thing is.
How do you feel about that as a design for a Star Wars fan?
I mean, it's great. I posted a bunch of stuff comparing it to some of the cross sections, and I mean, it's got like all the same seats in it. Like these things here, like they have generators in them that you can't access once you build it fully.
Yeah, I think you have your finger over your speaker.
Oh gosh, sorry.
It's okay.
These things, as you're building them, there's like a generator in the inside that you see, but it all gets covered up by these Technic things, and so you can't ever view it later. So there's a lot of details in there. I won't mod this. I'll probably leave this as is.
Sure. Andre says it's the best so far. Would you put that above the UCS Falcon?
I do not have the UCS Falcon. I have the Falcon from like the most recent one, I guess. That's not the UCS. I haven't put it together though.
You haven't put it together?
No.
I have it down here. Is that the 20th anniversary? Not 20th anniversary. Which one was it? Whatever.
The one with Lando and.
Yeah, it was the 20th anniversary, right?
Yeah.
I like it. It's very steady. It's very steady. Not greebled, you know.
Yeah.
So, it's fine. It's got a lot of minifigs. It's a Millennium Falcon. You know, it's a fine set. I'm sure that you'll be able to adjust accordingly.
Yeah. I mean, I really like the UCS sets are cool. This one I like, but the other ones I like sometimes like the Republic Gunship, for example, it's too big.
Yeah.
So you can't display it with the rest of this stuff. And I want to keep my collection small enough, and I want everything to kind of go together.
So you think it's too big in context compared to the AT-AT even?
Well, yeah, and you can't even put the minifigs in the the inside properly.
Right, it is not minifig scale, which is I don't understand why they do that. I'm not quite sure, and I understand that's very difficult. But I have seen a couple minifig scale built. Boosker did the minifig one that it looks awesome.
Yeah, there's a bunch of very, very cool,
beautiful. Yeah, so. And I'm sure that you'll probably come up with some crazy concoction as well, I imagine. Now, wait, is that something do you have that? Do you have the UCS Gunship? No, not something that totally interests you?
Yeah, I mean, I have the original one. I might put that together sometime and mod it and do something more minifig scale, but I tend to shy away from the big stuff. Although if we get a Death Star or something, like my wife isn't, I think she popped on here, she's not on here now, I will be
Yeah, I don't think there's definitely no Death Stars in my future. Not unless, I get a real good deal on it. Like because I can't just. I like to collect too many different themes, and for me to jump down the UCS rabbit hole is just cutting myself off at the knees to jump into any other themes. So like that's like half the budget right there is UCS. Like if you dive down that, it's like, well, $700 on an AT-AT. There goes 3 sets that I really wanted.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know. But hey, and I have no problem with it. It's totally worth it. It's clearly an amazing build. I watched Andre do it step by step, and I was just like, this thing's fantastic. And the fact that it fits 40 minifigs in there is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be like 15 or 20, and so I got like all the extra parts to like the little commas for around them and like all their custom guns, and I was like 40. I'm not going to buy that many.
Yeah. Did you not fall victim to the I know that Tim and Andre definitely both fell victim to the buying 40 for the film.
No, I bought 4 of the battle packs, and I'm going to leave it at
that. How many did you have to buy? Was it like 8 or 10 or something like that to get?
Yeah, something like that.
Becomes $1,000 a set. So
well done, Lego.
Yep. Yeah, of course. They know they know their demo real well.
Yeah.
Well, so what else do you have going forward? You're going to continue to do Uglies, I presume, right?
I'm definitely do Uglies. I'm working on a few right now that are pretty crazy.
Yeah. And now, so is there still a pretty decent reservoir of ones that you haven't done?
I mean, it's kind of endless, right? Though I'll show you a preview. Hang on, whoa. Let me adjust my angle here a little bit.
How do you like parts use?
Oh yeah, that's here we go.
Sure.
This is a TIE bomber with the back of Boba's ship.
Oh yeah.
2 B-wings put together. And it's like this crazy monstrosity of a ship. I don't know what the heck to call it, but
that is a strange looking ship.
Yeah.
It's a strange looking ship. It's got a snub nose, I know that much.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean there's no limit to this stuff.
So now you're creating your own Uglies at this point, like?
Oh gosh, yeah. Like most of them have been. There's some of them like the Y tie that you showed at first,
right?
Which I'll just pop it back up here because I got it up.
Called the tie bow.
Like this one, this is a thing. This was from the books,
right? Okay.
But most of the other ones are like completely made up.
Okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That's better for me because I clearly am not flexing my Star Wars muscle here, and I did definitely not with the books because I didn't get into the books. I did the graphic novels and the comic books when I was a kid, but they were called graphic novels back then, though.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they were called. They were just called comics, from what I understand. But so now, you're just kind of plucking in the air and building whatever you want.
Sometimes, people will recommend things like, hey, have you thought of like doing this crazy thing or whatever? I'm like, oh, I hadn't. And I'll play around that and that might lead me in another direction. Yeah, just weird stuff. Cause at this point I have a ton of the ships in various forms digitally. And so I can completely mash them together. And
right.
Sometimes it'll take like 4 hours to do that. Other times it takes a lot longer, like that last one that I showed. And
sure.
Yeah, it's a fun thing without having to, spend $100 on parts to be able to do it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, awesome. I'd love to even chat with you sometime further, maybe about your familiarity with Studio, because I know that. Hello from Mexico, from Oregon here. Yeah, because we, like I said, with the Don't Sweat the Lego technique, we've definitely been going down Studio more and more, and that's something that I'd like to get even a little bit more familiar with. And you seem to have a pretty decent familiarity with that, my friend there.
Happy to anytime.
Awesome. Well, cool. I appreciate it, Eric. Man, I look forward to chatting with you again. Hello, Jada. You're coming right in as we're ending things. But I'm sure that we have plenty more to chat with going forward, of course, and with the studio and with your uglies. I would love to see more that you got coming up. I really do love the stuff that you come up with. I didn't realize that it was that most of it was being plucked from your own yeah. That's awesome. That's even better. Because I knew that there was some lore of Star Wars of mashups and like the old taking of you piecemealing things together makes total sense. Like
Yeah.
even Han Solo as a junk hauler or whatever. You put things together, so it makes total sense. But I didn't realize that most of them were coming because I know that there's like 800 books.
Yeah.
Lord, there's an endless amount of ships out there.
Exactly.
So. Well, awesome. I really, really appreciate it, Eric. And I look forward to chat with you again, and also, of course, seeing what else you got coming up.
Anytime, John. You know where to reach me.
Yeah, buddy. All right, take it easy, man.
All right, take care.
All
Thanks,
right,
everyone.
Appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
All right. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out again for Talkin' Brick. We just had a real fun episode with Eric, aka Scruffy Brick Herder. Hello. Yeah, that was awesome. I love learning about that stuff. I didn't realize that's so cool that he's plucking those straight from his mind to mash those together. And the fact that they're buildable is even cooler because I'd like to see how that goes together. So thank you very much, Eric. I really appreciate it. And that Mos Eisley mock, I want to see where that goes because that's super cool. I love that sliding door in the back there because they're doing stuff illegal in the back, those Jawas. Excellent. Thank you so much, Eric. And thank you everyone for tuning in. That was a fun one. I really appreciate it. So hi. Oh, handsome. You must be talking about Eric. Yes, he is a handsome devil. So thank you very much. Appreciate it, Eric. Again, we've got coming up on Sunday, real early in the morning, the 30th, 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be chatting with Brent Waller. Yes. Brent Waller. He is the guy that brought you the Ghostbusters Firehouse. He brought you the the Seinfeld set. It's down there. It's right there. See that Seinfeld set? He did that. He also Blue Hat me? No. He also is the guy. He was a concept designer for Batman Lego movies. So we're gonna have a couple things to chat about. Yep. So we're gonna have fun with Brent. We're gonna chat with him. Coming up, like I said, 2 a.m. my time. So it's really, really early. Nope, Jada, I don't sleep. I have a shoulder issue that I'm not going to sleep until I get surgery on it, which is going to be happening soon. So, but no, I also have old chef hours. We keep strange hours and art hours and all that jazz. But yeah, 2 a.m. Sunday with Brent Waller. We're going to chat. That's 2 a.m. my time, 5 a.m. Eastern. And then, of course, we've got a full month of February. I already chatted about it at the beginning. So if you want to hear about it, go back to the beginning. I started there. Thank you so much, everyone, once again, for tuning in, Talkin' Brick here on Back to Brick. Make sure to subscribe, download, and listen to the podcast. Right now, we've got Brick Sheepa on the podcast. It's a really good one. He does awesome mocks. They got the really good ones going on right now with the Book of Boba. Oh, thank you very much, Eric. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. And Brick Sheepa's got the mocks going with Book of Boba. Some really good mocks. Doing the stuff with Cody Nar. Is that the name, Cody Nar? But really, really fun stuff. Really cool stuff. The Rancor Pit is awesome. Check it out. Also check out the podcast. So thank you again. I am John with Back to Brick, aka Blockhead 23. You can find me over there if you want. I'm between both accounts. Who knows? I'm there all the time. So thanks so much again, Eric. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow for Don't Sweat the Lego Technique with Kate, of course. And then we'll see you on Sunday to Talkin' Brick with Brent Waller. Goodbye. Bye, everyone. Have a great evening, okay? Be safe. Be safe out there. Thanks. Bye-bye.